current multi-program, they go in 4-year cycles. We're in the second year of this current cycle. There's 2 more years where we'll have these laptops. If things went right, the state should be looking at putting out an RFP for the next cycle a year down the road. What happens in Augusta, who knows? But that's where...
You have to wait for the next cycle to put it in the...
Correct.
Anything else for you? Last but not least. I think last, we got everybody but Janet, right?
I think I've started the last couple of years with thanks to the school board for adopting community services, and I can't tell you how important that is to us. We were a child without any home for quite a while, and now that we have one, it is certainly helping our staff morale and helping us know where we belong and be able to connect to the policies and procedures. We believe, and I think a lot of the citizens believe, that we're more than just leisure opportunities and recreation, but we're an integral part of what this town is all about, what the school department is about. We build those bridges for the kids to utilize the services after school. We get the kids to school through the transportation department. We also are able to boost the athletes that Jeff talked about, in that we connect them with the younger kids so that they can be role models in our programming, and to support those high school athletes as they go out and compete with the name of Cape Elizabeth on them. This year we have also been able to adopt more technology thanks to Gary's staff and to the additional funding that we got last year. We have gone into the online world, which is a challenge in and of itself, but we're going through those challenges fairly well. We're also accepting credit cards for payment, which is getting us into this century. And we're finding that the advantages that the web-based program is offering us as far as accuracy and accountability has been huge to our department. Being able to know exactly what has come in every single day, who's taken what transaction, and when there is an error, being able to rectify that on a daily basis has been wonderful for us. In addition, we celebrate, thanks to the maintenance department, the full occupancy of our farmhouse, the front building in front of the community services. If you're not familiar, when the town purchased the Millworks building and made it into our community center, the plan was that the revenue from that front farmhouse building would help to offset the maintenance costs, the operating costs. For the last 2 or 3 years, that building has been greatly underutilized. And so those monies have not been coming in to help offset those expenses. But this year, again, thanks to our maintenance department, we anticipate bringing in about $2,500 per month to help offset what we spent for operations in our facility. We also were very fortunate this year to receive state funding that we did not anticipate. If you remember last year when I came to you, the belief was at the state level that because we are an enrichment-based program, that we do not have the GEDs and those kinds of programs, that the state was going to look at us differently than they had in the past, and that they would be removing all funding. Well, while Pauline and I were on vacation for Christmas, we got a present, and it was about $30,000 from the state of money that we did not expect. So we celebrate that this year as well. We've come a long way in what we can absorb into our budget, and certainly those additional gifts help. But we are also, as is the school department and all town buildings, entering into an aging building. It's been about 10 years since we renovated that space. And we are finding that we have not been upkeeping the building as well as we should have. So we are looking to pay for more with those farmhouse expenses and a little bit more from our budget to help increase our maintenance budget to keep the building in good operating order. The budget shavings that we have done over the past few years as a result of the economy have affected our department as well. We have been very fiscally aware and conscious of our spending, and we have, although we have our revenue to offset most of our expenses, we have joined in the efforts of the town and the school in cutting back on our expenditures in an attempt to support the one-town concept. However, it is starting to affect us in a couple of ways. One is in the maintenance of the building, and the other is in the development and the professional growth of our staff. In the past couple of years, I have virtually eliminated most funding for that, and we're finding that we're not remaining connected to other departments in the state, and that we need to increase our ability to interact in the web-based world. So there is some additional funding for that. However, it is important, as Ken mentioned, to say that we are not asking any more from the town. We will remain at $186,993 in our request. Please realize that $120,000 of that amount is for debt service on our building. That leaves us only about $67,000 to help offset the maintenance and operational costs of the building. It does not primarily cut into any of our administrative costs, and all of our programs in and of themselves are self-sustaining. We do not run a program that cannot pay for its own costs relative to the expenses. Again, we remove the administrative costs from that assessment. In closing, we're keeping it the same. We're consolidating what we're doing to try to make it more efficient. We're doing that in our summer program. We've identified the need for more middle school opportunities. So you will see some additional middle school opportunities in the brochure that's coming out. But we are consolidating our efforts to try to utilize our resources better, the equipment and the staff in a new way, and so that the increase will not be as great as it could have been. The median home in Cape Elizabeth will only spend approximately $35 to help support what community services offers the community. And we thank you for your support of what you've done for us over the past few years.
Questions for Janet? Okay, all right. So, I don't know if there's any questions that you have of me, just as sort of closure. I think after this all sinks in, you'll have more questions on March 8th, which is next Tuesday. We're going to have a short business meeting and then devote the rest of our time to developing clarity about what's in this budget and what's not. So we can just pick it up there unless you have anything else you want to ask of me.
I would like to compliment you and the district team leadership for a budget proposal that was very easy to understand and for all the presentations tonight. I think it was an excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you. Good way to end.